I was sipping iced tea on my porch when a bulldozer roared down the street, flattening my neighbor's house. My property, leased to the Thompsons, under orders from Karen Miller, HOA tyrant. She'd mistaken it for a non-compliant lot, ignoring its private, county land status, outside her HOA's grasp. Her destruction was a wildfire, obliterating my tenant's home. Karen, who'd hit my service dog, Max, slander my place, and find my hunting, had no idea my cameras caught her directing the demolition. I was Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, Meadow Mart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, tech founder, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, and developer who built Crescent Meadows. Her act wasn't just a mistake. It was felony property destruction, and I was about to call on the feds to bury her. I rushed to the rubble, phone filming as neighbors pinged by my security app gathered, horrified. Dr. James Thompson, my tenant, stood shell-shocked beside his family. This wasn't just a demolished house. It was Karen's most catastrophic assault, blind to my ownership and authority. My heart pounded, but a steely calm took over. She thought she could bulldoze my property? I was about to turn her wrecking ball into a federal indictment, with my badge as the gavel. What unfolded wasn't just rebuilding a home. It was a masterclass in justice, accountability, and community strength that left Karen cuffed, her HOA annihilated, and Crescent Meadows rebuilt. My ranch wasn't just land. It was her ruin, and my federal ties were the verdict. Karen's bulldozer was her fatal blunder, and the Thompsons' home was about to rise again. Crescent Meadows was a defiant suburb, its sun-soaked streets, vibrant markets, and my Meadow Mart cafe a bold stand against Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once shackled by rules on non-compliant structures and unapproved tenants, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased ranch and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. The Thompsons' house, a two-story home I'd built and leased to them, sat on my private, HOA-exempt property, wired with cameras that caught every violation. I'm Sarah, the 20-year-old farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadow Mart owner, tech founder of Crescent Code, federal health inspector, sharpshooter, county sheriff, 911 dispatcher, retired federal judge, and developer who built Crescent Meadows with a fictional, ageless tenacity. I'd crushed Karen 50 times, buying Meadow Mart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline, stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, saving my mom's nurse, rescuing Emma from her kidnapping, saving Liam from her brick attack, foiling her field grab, scaring her with my bear, Bruno, defending Emma's wheelchair, stopping her 911 call on my ranch, saving Mac from her clippers, voiding her lake fine, saving my pool party, recovering my stolen truck, foiling her power theft, stopping her sewage-powered lights, disarming her fake cop, rebuilding my sister's bridge, proving I owned her mortgage, stopping her assault on my wife, Alex, ejecting her trespassing officers, shutting off her pipeline, proving my Lamborghini legit, turning my lawn into an obstacle course, outshooting the FBI, stopping her fake cop arrest, handling her 911 abuse, rescuing my kids from her kidnapping, towing her Mustangs from my garage, trapping her at my gate, burying her porch in mulch, spiking her SUV on my lawn, closing her trails for my hunting, proving I built the suburb, and jailing her for hitting Max. My federal connections, especially with the FBI, were my latest weapon. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a cornered bully, her clipboard a flimsy prop for her dying control. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd ordered the demolition under a fake HOA compliance order, unaware her act was felony property destruction. My land was private, and my cameras were rolling. Her scheme, backed by a dwindling HOA faction, relied on forged violation notices, blind to my evidence and authority. Key allies included Alex, my Delta Force operative wife, my sister, Mia, a nurse, my brother, Jake, a Marine, my cousin, Vince, leader of the Iron Riders bikers, my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored my lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson, a federal scientist. Deputy Harris, my SWAT deputy, led the response, and my FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital hub, would rally the fight. The setting was a scorching August morning in 2027 at the Thompsons' flattened lot on my county land, where rubble lay and my cameras recorded. Neighbors, alerted by my app, gathered in anguish. Karen's demolition was a federal crime, and her ignorance of my ownership was her fatal error. This wasn't just about a house. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to protect my tenants, expose her crime, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and blaze with our strength. Karen's demolition was a catastrophic crime. Non-compliant, her order boasted, taped to the rubble as the Thompsons' home lay in ruins. I filmed, shouting, "This is my property, Karen. You bulldoze my tenant's house." My cameras caught her directing the bulldozer at dawn. I radioed Harris, who snarled, "Federal property destruction? She's buried." Ellen, with Emma and Liam, texted my deed, saying Karen's homeless. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting, "Destroying a judge's property? Life sentence." I called Agent Chun, who snapped, "This is FBI jurisdiction. Felony destruction." Neighbors swarmed, filming the wreckage. My forum post exploded. Karen bulldozed my tenant's house. It's a federal crime. Hashtags, Karen bulldozed my house, and hashtag protect Sarah's land trended, hitting 120 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my footage and the Thompsons' lease. Crescent Meadows fights for the Thompsons, he said, hitting 125 million views. Lily handed out flyers about property laws, explaining Sarah owns this land. Karen's a felon. Karen's HOA cronies, a duo with signs, enforce compliance, try to defend her, but neighbors drown them out, chanting Thompson's home. Mia shared my judicial rulings, proving my clout. I share my camera clip. Karen destroyed my property. She's caught. The video hit 1.2 billion views. James Thompson spoke, voice shaking. This was our home. We're testifying. His federal status rattled the cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit surrounded the site, securing the bulldozer. "It's got Karen's prints," Chun said, inspecting the controls. I comforted the Thompsons, live streaming. Karen bulldozed their home. We're rebuilding, and she's done. The stream hit 6.5 billion views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a hero. Karen's jailed." Linda arrived with a federal prosecutor, announcing Karen's act is a federal felony. The crowd chanted home, home, as the cronies fled. The FBI found Karen at her condo, clutching a fake compliance order. Harris cuffed her as I vowed to rebuild the Thompsons' house. Karen rambled, "It's HOA rules," but Chin held up my footage and deed. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned a home-free day at Meadowmart, with music and rebuilding fundraisers. Karen's lie about compliance collapsed. My land owed nothing. The stage was set, not just to rebuild, but to crush her reign and rally Crescent Meadows around the Thompsons. Her bulldozer was her end, and my evidence was my victory. My ranch was a fortress of justice. Karen stood cuffed at her condo, trembling, as Harris and Chun reviewed her fake order. The live stream hit 7 billion views, with hashtag Karen bulldozed my house and hashtag protect Sarah's land trending globally. Neighbors packed the street, waving signs. Thompson's home. No HOA destruction. News crews broadcast live. Anchors calling it a judge's rebuild versus HOA chaos. The air roared, and I was ready to bury Karen. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. Sarah's land is private, HOA-exempt county land. Karen's demolition is a federal felony. He showed my footage and the Thompsons' lease, proving her crime. Neighbors cheered, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers saying, "Sarah's our judge." Karen destroyed their home. The forum surged, "Karen's a wrecker. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen bulldozes judge's property, faces federal charges. Hashtag Karen bulldozed my house." Karen yelled, "It was a mistake." But Shin held up my footage, stating, "You committed felony property destruction." Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my ownership. National housing groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on the Thompsons' home is a disgrace. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, "Justice for the Thompsons," hit 125 million signatures, with comments like "Sarah's a legend" and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Sarah's land and tenants are our pride. Karen's destruction threatens us all." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $2.1 million and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting "Home free." The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked texts disavowing Karen. "She's rogue." Neighbors guarded the site, as Vince's biker crew patrolled the ranch. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. "Karen bulldozed my tenant's home, but I'm a federal judge and sheriff. We're rebuilding." I proposed a home-free day at Meadow Mart, with construction demos, music, and a fundraiser for the Thompsons, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to clear rubble. I shared online, "Karen's bulldozer failed. Join us for the Thompsons' home." The live stream hit 8 billion views, with hashtag HomeFreeDay trending. Comments flooded, "Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's crushed." Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "The HOA's above you." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with property destruction, reckless endangerment, and conspiracy," she said, as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming her walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 14 billion views, with comments like, "Bye, Karen. Home wins." News ran headlines. 20-year-old judge sheriff nails HOA Karen for bulldozing tenant's home. Lily organized kids to paint home-free signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying Sarah protects our roots. Harris secured the site, and neighbors cheered. Chun verified my deed, and Linda promised county funding for a Crescent Haven sign, marking my ranch's status. The stage was set for a victory that would rebuild the Thompsons' home, end Karen's reign, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but the rebuild's impact would shock everyone. The federal courthouse roared with justice as Karen faced trial, construction starting on the Thompsons' lot. The livestream hit 15 billion views, with hashtag Karen bulldozed my house and hashtag Protect Sarah's land trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving home-free signs as news crews filmed. I held a megaphone, my roles as judge, sheriff, and landlord now a verdict. My evidence our blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Alvarez, a federal veteran, called order. "Ms. Miller, you're charged with property destruction, reckless endangerment, and conspiracy," he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen directing the bulldozer. "The plaintiff is a retired federal judge, sheriff, and owner of the property," she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. "Karen's done. Sarah's our queen." Chun testified, voice sharp. Karen's demolition violated federal property laws and endangered lives. She showed the fake order, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $2.1 million HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted "Home, home," as kids waved painted hammers, symbols of our win. Tom showed my deed, proving my ownership. "Sarah's rebuilding for the Thompsons," he said, sparking applause. I unveiled a Crescent Haven sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my ranch's status. "This land's mine, and Karen's guilty," I said, sharing it online, a hammer under a state seal. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Sarah's legacy." Alvarez reviewed the evidence, footage, deed, order, calling it overwhelming. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed it was the wrong house. But Rachel played her instructions, exposing her lies. Alvarez ruled, guilty on all counts. 8 years for Miller, $3.4 million in damages to Sarah and the Thompsons, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen slumped, broken. My digital dossier, footage, deed, indictments was handed to the press, ensuring conviction. News ran it live. 20-year-old Judge Sheriff crushes HOA Karen for bulldozing tenant's home. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Home Free Day plans took shape. I gave the mic to James Thompson, who shone. "Sarah's our savior," he said. Neighbors hugged him, guarding our ranch in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our homes could outshine destruction. As the Thompsons' house rose, justice prevailed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like Judge Sheriff nails HOA Karen for bulldozing tenant's home and Thompson's triumph. The live stream hit 18 billion views, with hashtag #KarenBulldozedMyHouse trending for weeks. Fan art of the Thompsons' new home as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and housing groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about the Thompsons. Home Free Day was a sensation. Thousands joined. Neighbors, kids, Harris's team, laying bricks for the Thompsons' house, dancing, and unveiling the Crescent Haven sign. Meadow Mart catered, and Tom led eco talks, tying the rebuild to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $9.5 million for housing rights, and state leaders hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Thompson's home shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $2.1 million and dissolved it, with new laws banning property destruction. Karen got 8 years, was banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. "Don't bulldoze like Karen" became a local joke painted on fences. My ranch and the Thompsons' lot became tourist draws, with visitors admiring the sign. Meadow Mart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting Haven nights with music and housing talks. Tourists flocked to Thompson's home, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, mini hammers, sheriff patches, saying my fight inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, deed, verdicts was studied for property laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the ranch. The forum planned a Haven Fest with construction demos, music, and SWAT drills, cementing our spirit. Sarah turned Karen's destruction into our triumph. One post read, "I hired teens to help rebuild, giving them pride." At the fest, under a Haven Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Sarah, Alex, the Thompsons, and Crescent Meadows, where homes defeat tyrants." Fireworks burst, kids danced, and my ranch glowed. Karen's bulldozer had been a spark, but we'd built a legacy. Meadow Mart, my ranch, and the Thompsons' home were our stronghold, proof no bully could raise our community. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand strong, rebuilt, and unstoppable.